It's not gonna be easy, especially with you, because I'm like also in disbelief that you're here. Welcome back to Start From Zer0. My name is Aurora Jimenez, and this is my lovely friend, Tiffany Watts. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I really feel like this is a blast from the past, and I missed you a lot. We haven't seen each other in so long. We're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff.
I think so.
I hope you're ready.
Hashing it out.
Shoot.
We're still in the tea.
Lately, it's been a lot of just us texting and not being able to talk on the phone. So you being here in person is like, I feel like I'm a kid again. Like we get to just hang out and be goofy. I love it.
Two big dorks for sure. So this is fun.
But we met a long time ago. You're one of my longest known friends. Like you really know me better than most people on the planet Earth. And I'm so grateful to have you in my life and to have seen me through some really crappy times too, you know, growing up, pains and stuff. So yeah, thank you. I love you.
I love you too. Can't expect, everything to be super perfect in life. So
I just wanted us to talk and get to know you and share what you're up to, what you're passionate about, and maybe people who are interested in the same things as you can draw some inspiration.
Cool.
Yeah. But before that, of course, I do want to talk about some fun stuff because it's been so long. We were like, how old? 15, 16 years old?
Yeah.
Around there.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely were a little bit of party years, but not in like a terrible sense at the time. We were young and dumb and smoking pot, I guess.
Yeah. Experiencing things, I guess. I always thought of myself, though, I was like a good girl just doing fun things. But now when I look back, I'm like, my God, my daughter was doing shit like that.
I know, right?
What?
Yeah. Well, I
Wow.
think because of our upbringing, I forget, was your mom religious when you were growing up?
I grew up in a Christian household. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was like the oldest child syndrome, mostly just like wanting to be the responsible one. And then I was still somewhat responsible in my partying, if that even sounds right. Like we'd be going back home and like I'd still be cooking a meal, washing my face, and getting, my work clothes ready for the next day. Like,
oh yeah, you were always so well put together. I think that's what drew us to each other is that, first of all, we kept it real.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really fit in, but we weren't like sore thumbs either. We kind of had this initial spark in friendship that was really unique, at least for me. I didn't feel a connection to people most of the time. I felt really standoffish. Even though I wasn't shy in certain settings, depending on the people I was with, I didn't make friends really easily. I was friends with Roxy and you, and that was about it.
I had a few friends, I would say way more acquaintances that we would hang out with often. And I too felt just kind of like, if she wasn't there, like I'm not going sort of the thing.
Yeah.
When we did have moments apart, it just, I did feel not totally in the group or a part of it.
Yeah.
Lone wolf.
Everyone always asks me like, where's Tiff?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I don't know, they associated us together because we went everywhere together. And that's really sweet, you know?
Yeah.
You're like my sister from another mister. I've always said that to you.
I know. We knew we'd be old ladies together. So here we are.
We sure did. We actually did talk about that a lot, didn't we? We joke about how I would have cotton candy hair.
Drinking our tea.
We did at the time say like martinis, which now we're not so much interested in. I think I've had enough martinis for my entire life.
I even say martini.
Yeah. We also both were into sports. So that was a big connecting factor. Oh, and I'm sorry, I do want to backtrack and say I did have my friends Heaven and Stara because you met me at an abnormal time in my life where I didn't have a lot of friends. I was just starting to make friends. You were like one of those main people for me. The sports stuff we also connected on because you were really outdoorsy.
Yeah. I grew up like hiking, camping, skiing. I learned how to ski when I was like 3.
That's so cool.
And I still do, which is awesome. And I love it. Yeah. We connected on that because we were like, oh, wait, you go to the mountains? Like,
right.
Let's plan a trip.
Right. It's like when you're a teenager and you meet someone with the same interest, you want to adventure.
Yeah. Because it was, first off, you had to know how to do it.
Right.
Have your own gear or
be comfortable doing it too. And oh my gosh, it was hard to find people who you didn't have to like babysit.
Right. That could keep up.
Babysit on the mountains. Not so much fun. Even though I've been that person too. So
you'll start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. What do you want to share about sports? Because I know you like to do a lot of sports, not just skiing. What else do you like to do?
Honestly, anything outdoors or involving animals, even. I used to horseback ride as
I
well.
forgot about that. You're an
I'm a horse girl.
equestrian.
I remember you saying. Actually, I just discovered I'm a horse girl. Like
You liar.
talking to my clients
No, you used
like
to
last
say
year.
it. No, wrong. You used to say it. I have a video when I was pregnant. We went to a concert at Slim's because we were friends with this band called Alisana. Remember?
Yes.
Or I was. I don't
You
know.
were.
I was.
Yeah.
We went to their show and I was pregnant. I was like not showing it. I think I was around 3 months or something. You after the concert were in the car with me and we were doing horse impressions. We were neighing at each other. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. There's a video. I remember this now.
Where it is.
Like unlocking like
Oopsies.
I go, wow.
Yeah.
I think we gotta find that video.
You were like, and then I could not do it. I looked so stupid. It was hilarious.
I like want to do it, but low-key don't.
I know, right? No. That was good times. We went to a lot of concerts. Holy crap. Like so many concerts together.
I spent all of my money on concerts. All of it. If I could add up all the money that I spent on concerts, band tees, all that stuff,
Buy a house.
I could probably buy a house, you know, in my mid-30s by now, but we all know how that is.
Yep. Well, with all the times I've been to bars and parties, I probably could have done the same, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But we were the kids that would go to the punk rock shows, but then the punk rock shows weren't really punk rock. They were actually emo.
Yeah.
Let's be real. They
It's
were
like punk rock, emo, and then
screamo,
emo sort of stuff, some metal.
Actually, it's so funny that Vans Warped Tour is coming back around, but we used to go to Warped Tour together.
Oh my God.
Our friends even performed for Warped Tour, and we met our friend Brian Southall, who's a tour manager.
Yeah.
And he got me backstage and you, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Warped Tour here in Sac or Marysville.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so much fun.
I remember sitting at the poker table with
Me
Cobra
too.
Starship.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I forgot you were there, but do you remember what I said to that guy?
No. Tell me. I forgot.
Oh my God. Okay. This is awful and hilarious at the same time. So I was very ballsy and I didn't give a crap who you were. I was always the same person, right? I was just kind of
Is
okay, fine. I'm still this
is girl.
is though. Okay, sorry. We're backstage. Well, you tell your side and then I'll tell you
I
my.
don't remember a whole lot.
Okay, so we go to the back of Warped Tour where all the tour buses are and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Brian is giving us a little mini tour, and I don't know why we're just hanging out. It was at night, and then we come up to this table, and these guys are playing poker. We don't know who they are, and then we find out, oh, they're this Cobra Starship. It's a band, which if you
pretty big at the time.
Yeah. And then there's this one guy who walks up to the table. We decided to, I think we sat down for a minute. We were hanging out with them. And then this one guy comes up because I think I wanted to play poker. Stara also used to play poker and taught me how to play. So it was Texas Hold'em. I remember that. The guy walks up in this like really dorky looking outfit, like a hat that was like neon kind of colored. He had weird broy looking clothes on. And then he had this gold chain with a gold frame picture of Justin Timberlake on it. And I look at him and I was like, is that a gold chain necklace with JT in it? And he was like, yeah, I fucking love JT. And he like went like this kind of thing. He's this white boy. And I was just like, I didn't know who he was. And so we get up, we go. And then I find out later, he's one of the singers of 303.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Or you're dogging on someone.
And then I think it was because wasn't Vans a multiple day festival? Or was it just one day?
It was one day. Yeah.
Maybe earlier that day then. I had danced on stage with 303 and I didn't even know that it was the same person. But I was like so stoned on stage. I hadn't smoked weed long enough to have like a tolerance. So I was up there dancing. I mean, we'd had some drinks, but I wasn't like wasted. Definitely underage drinking involved. I'm not going to lie, but that was not a good decision just because we were backstage everywhere. We got spoiled as hell.
Okay. Do you also remember we got to be on stage with Katy Perry?
I do.
You were fantastic.
Yeah. So I have this memory in my head where I just kind of hate on her a little bit.
Oh, she was kind of rude, huh?
She was rude. And same thing with Jeffree Star. I didn't like him either.
Mm.
But I did meet a really cool person who was famous, and that was Lisa of America's Next Top Model. Oh, she was really nice.
Where'd you meet her at?
I met her at Vans Warped Tour in LA.
Oh, sick.
I was on a bus with the Vans Warped Tour tattoo artist, and that's how I met Jeffree Star and Audrey Ketching. Do you remember them?
Gosh, yep.
Big influencers at the time. And
MySpace days. Everyone knew them.
Definitely has been interesting to watch their progression. And I love that it was such a scene thing. We all thought we were some hot shit. We really did. I don't know. I just was irritated with everyone. I don't think I thought I was hot shit. I just was annoyed all the time.
I wasn't quite a scene kid. I was like the hybrid girl.
Yeah.
I was the girl that would wear Hollister and Abercrombie
Right.
Fitch with the polos and shit and like bright neon, whatever, but also like the band tee and emo and the swoopy bang.
Oh, yeah.
And everything.
The black hair.
Yes.
Yeah. I did go to goth nights. I would have considered myself a little more goth than I would have punk, but I did have my scene moments where I did my hair all kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I always did my hair crazy before I discovered that music. I did.
Yeah.
I'd color my hair all the time and I'd cut my hair. I've always been this way. Yeah. I like short hair.
It looks good on you.
When have you ever seen me with long hair?
Gosh, I think it was to here.
When I was pregnant or after?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You've never had short hair as long as
I
I've known you.
did actually.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was in Newport Beach working at F45,
Mm.
I got so sick of dealing with like my hair was always back in a ponytail and it was like breaking and just really unhealthy. So I was like, all right, chop it to here. Literally.
No way.
Blonde, bleach blonde.
I never saw you with that.
I'll show
That's
you a picture.
wild.
It was kind of fun because I would do like cute little buns.
I'm definitely going to post photos of us with scene hair if you don't mind.
Oh,
I have to.
loud and proud.
I swear. Okay. I used to tease it like Susie Sue style. And I had the crazy makeup that I do. I always had the signature look, which was actually a makeup artist that I really like. Kevin Archon did this like really emo eye look. And I used that in a bunch of my runway shows that I used to model for with Mikey Magnetic, which I got you into.
I did.
Yeah, but you modeled before that.
I did. I was actually in the mall in Portland, Oregon.
Mhm.
My cousin, I think I was like 14 or 15 years old. A scout found me and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I went back and told my mom because I had to get like permission and everything. We had to go to this casting call. Long story short, we went down to Carlsbad. Basically, you walk through and you show your profile, show your backside, like do the whole turnaround and everything. Smile, serious. They casted me at 15 years old and signed me. So I had a management company. And so
I actually have I know exactly the photos. I remember looking through the ones where it was like official, like they circled them, they X'd them. It was like a real gig, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was really cool.
Did you get paid?
So I got signed, I want to say within 3 months of me getting signed and getting my photos and like headshots and everything ready. Unfortunately, they had to let me go because I guess I'm sharing this.
What?
So my dad was kind of bugging him a little bit and harassing him and just saying, hey, like, why isn't she getting any jobs lately? And basically their response was they're sending out my cards and trying to get me recognized. I'm a brand new model. It had only been a couple of months.
And your dad was harassing
because my dad was like, what the hell is going on? They were like, okay, we don't want to deal with that. So they had to let me go. That broke my heart. That's something that like really just like was right there to be a
and you're a kid and to be
and I was
I was
insecure
crazy
and like didn't think anyone noticed me, and I finally got noticed for the first time. Do something really cool, and yeah, it kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I never knew that about you, but I also relate in some way because my birth father, and I have a wonderful adopted father who has raised me since 12. My bio dad, and you and I both had convoluted issues with our fathers, but you guys were able to work through yours.
Yeah.
Mine, on the other hand, we have not, and that's okay. Because he stopped paying child support, I was actually not able to do competitive soccer, and I had been recruited after only my third year of playing. So I went from rec to select, that next year. And then I was recruited for competitive the next year after that. So I was really on a progression, and I could have had, who knows, like college scholarship, because he decided he wasn't able to fulfill his duties. I literally lost a huge part of me because of that. I still mourn it. I still miss soccer and all that stuff. And, you know, here I am years later, I had to have corrective foot surgery. So I guess it worked out, but I mourn that for us. You know,
it's crazy to think of like this thing that was so cool, such a possibility, and out of our own control as young children, it didn't follow through. So yeah, I guess heartbreak at a young age.
Yeah, we can touch on this, but how did you deal with that kind of feeling of something being taken from you that you really wanted, and then being like, well, now I have to literally just start all over with something else?
Unfortunately, that was a pattern that I've had to experience in my life until like the last couple of years, until I realized, oh, I need to be a little bit more selective with who I talk to and who I share my wins with, or something new in my life, get that done and established first before anyone else can know about it. I had that experience over and over again of so close to something and it being yanked away.
I relate. Yep. I really don't like to talk about my process or what I'm doing until I'm already doing it, because I've had that happen to me so many times too.
Big sis advice right here.
For real.
For real.
For real. Keep your mouth shut.
It's so exciting. You're so excited to share this passion in your heart, and you're just like, oh, like I can't wait to tell my friends. You're going to have people that they don't understand it, and they're going to try to protect you maybe in a way, or they're genuinely jealous of the opportunity that you have.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's stripped away.
But it's also where you want to idealize friends and people around you as supporters, right? And you think, oh, this is a really big opportunity. Why aren't you celebrating with me? And honestly, some of your elders are probably thinking, this doesn't sound like it's going to work out, or something like that. And then you're just angry about it, like resentful almost, because you're like, why don't you believe in me? Why can't you just be happy for me? And that's happened in my life too with my pursuits, but I've also had like a million pursuits. I'm one of those people, I can't make up my mind.
Multi-passionate.
I am. Thank you. That sounds much better.
Same here.
You've been able to focus for the most part, though. When you started to think about modeling, you were excited and you thought, this might be something I really want to do. Did that also in your mind think, like, did you have a plan for the way that you ate and took care of your body and skincare, healthcare, all that stuff? Like, how did that all come together?
Well, when I was signed, I was like 15, mostly skincare. I was kind of skinny.
Did you have acne issues?
I had acne. Yeah. My teeth were a little bit crooked. They still are a little bit.
Teeth. I love your teeth.
Like, you're so cute.
Like you. I had braces. So
I
had them too long, and then the enamel started to
shit
get screwed up. But anyway,
yeah, I started doing like skincare, and my mom would pay for my sister and I to get facials every once in a while.
That's really nice.
We suffered so much and we'd cry about it. And there were days where like I didn't want to go to school because I had such horrible acne. It was so embarrassing.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Every teenager deals with acne, almost every single one. Some people have it worse than others, and it can be debilitating.
Totally.
And actually painful too, right?
Very painful. Yeah.
And you have such beautiful skin, for the record. You grow out of it. Don't lose hope, kids. Like, shoot.
Yeah.
It can be so saddening to think like that. Every single model I've ever met has had some kind of skin issue. Every single one. They're just normal people.
And the ones with flawless, no shine on their skin, that is photoshopped. You do know this, right? That is, it's not real. That darn bug. I want to kill it so bad. Where is he?
Did you find it?
He's right. He followed you.
We'll just move on.
I was like, bug?
Get away from me. This happens every time I'm filming. It's so annoying. Why do you like me so much? I don't like you. Did you get it? Do you have any advice for teenagers with their skincare? Because we all struggled with skincare stuff. And I have some ideas. Although you're not a skincare professional, what was your way to get out of that?
I think less products is more. Yeah.
Right. You never know chemically what it's doing on your skin if you're mixing a bunch of stuff trying to create your own solutions. If you're feeling like your decision making is questionable because you're kind of looking for an urgent solution rather than a long-term solution, you should go to the dermatologist.
Yeah.
There's the facials helped, huh?
The facials helped just to kind of like clean it out. I'm sure you've used this because any girl, any millennial girl has used this. St. Ives apricot scrub.
Oh my God, the worst thing for your skin.
I had the idea that like if I could just scrub off my pimples,
Oh no,
that
poor thing.
that shit just like opened them up and just made it more pretty much.
Yeah, it was so popular. I don't know why. It really blew
It felt
up.
clean. It smelled good,
Right.
but it did not settle well
That
with
stuff
acne prone skin.
screwed up my face the only time I used it. I never used it again. I think I might have used it for my butt.
I would say it's good for body care.
Yeah, it's good for
definitely.
everything else.
Not your gentle facial skin.
Right.
But
Sorry.
I would say less is more. Good, like makeup removal if you wear makeup.
God, that's the worst thing to remember.
Yeah.
Do you remind yourself with a specific thing, or do you just know you're like, I cannot sleep with my makeup on?
Oh, I can't even get into bed.
It bothers me.
It bothers me. There have been a few times I've fallen asleep with my makeup on, and the next morning you're just like,
You just look at yourself, you're like,
greasy.
who is
Yeah.
this monster?
Can't do it.
So when you're getting ready for the day, you're a personal trainer. For people who don't know who Tiffany Watts is, this lady is a very, very talented personal trainer who works mostly with women. And your goal is to help what?
Basically to make fitness digestible and like easy to learn and adhere to for the everyday person. A lot of the information that's out there is from professional fitness people that do like fitness competitions or, modeling or just like very extreme. And the average person is not living that way, helping people to understand the basics that they need to do in order to just live a well-balanced life.
I love that.
Whether that's losing body fat or just maintaining like good mental health.
Is that how you got into it? What was your motivation for becoming a personal trainer?
Yeah, I guess for me, it was I had a really sad heartbreak years and years ago.
I've been there.
And I, of course, went out with my friends and like tried to distract myself by going out and having drinks. But I was embarrassing myself around town. And I just realized I'm
Been there too.
destructive.
Why is this wake of destruction following me? Oh, wait.
Yeah. And then, of course, every girl in their head, they're like, all right, well, if there's a chance that we'll get back together, I can't be doing this shit. I gotta be hot.
Right.
So I guess revenge bot in a way kind of got me. Like initially that's what I was thinking, but really I was realizing I can't be wrecking myself right now. I really need to be making myself better for myself. And basically anytime I had the urge, go out with friends and whatever, I would go to the gym instead. So I was like the late night gal. I'd be there at like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. I had a bad heartbreak and decided like everything I need to like really take charge of my life. And that was my body, my finances, my brain, my mental health, all of it. So I actually started working at a nightclub doing bottle service and like the girls that have like the champagne bottles in their hand with the lights going on, like, making the party happen.
Heck yeah.
And everything. It was really fun. And just, oh my God, I could share so many crazy stories. I met a lot of cool celebrities. Jerry Rice was one of my favorite.
Oh my God.
Niners fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
I had to serve some kings in my day.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, some kings.
That's so funny.
Sacramento Kings, the basketball.
Go off, King. Like the beam.
Anyway. So yeah, I relate to that. That's so fun when you get to see people who are super cool, but then you meet ones who are super not cool, right?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yep. Just entitlement.
Yeah. It's really an attitude. Like when people act like they're better than you and you're like, dude, it's just money. Like I'm still a human being. Treat me as such, whatever.
I've never really been like the kind of person that's like, oh my God, there's so and so. Oh, like I gotta take a picture. I'm kind of just like, good for you.
Same.
Good for you.
I just treat them like anyone else.
I don't care. Cool. If you want to like talk to me, cool. I'll have a conversation with you as a person. You want to know a good coffee shop in my area? Cool. Fucking weird.
Yeah.
People like, I just think it's weird when people get so
the fanaticism creeps me out
about your person.
Yeah.
A lot of their stuff is only like this much of who they are.
They just work really hard. If you're actually a fan of somebody, it's because they work hard and you like their work ethic.
It's a good,
right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I agree.
Or at least you like the work that they do, which means they have good work ethic. So
Definitely.
I don't know. It's like you want to reach out and take little nuggets of people that you adore and find interesting. And so fans become this family that you don't really have a connection to, which is kind of
They don't
weird.
know anything about you.
So when you're in that place of your life, you're like meeting all these cool people, you're getting your body into shape and you're feeling good about yourself. What was next? You know, did you figure out if you were wanting to be like a career service staff? What happened there?
Yeah. I guess from there, like there is a standard that you have to have. It's weird to say this, but you have to stay within a weight range. You have to wear certain makeup and everything to work in bottle service. Like you have to have this look.
Still a modeling job.
It's a modeling job. Yeah. You have to have your nails done, like everything. So yeah, fitness was a big part of it. And because of that heartbreak that I had gone through, I was like dedicating all my time in the gym because I wanted to better myself and not like sink into my weaknesses. I wanted to find like, okay, well, I'm real and raw right now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And you kind of have like, I don't know, when you go through something so traumatizing like that, you have a little bit more like of this like aloneness, but it feels good in a way.
What, right. Yeah. You're like, you're alone, but you're not lonely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You,
like
you,
need
you
to be
empower
alone to
yourself.
evolve.
Yeah.
And
You're
know
empowering
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I started going to the gym and I got in shape pretty quickly because I was in my early 20s and I was new to the gym. And usually when you're new to the gym, like your body develops a lot quicker. So that's like a plus. If you're new to exercising, like you have this advantage of being able to put on muscle pretty quick.
You have
Like,
to learn how to, I don't know.
you need to learn how to move properly. Like you got to have a good base. So what I went off of, I mean, I don't know. I was looking in magazines. This is before there was much information on the internet and everything. And I just kind of I would work out with some of the other people at the gym and got convinced to do a fitness competition, bikini fitness competition.
Oh, yeah. I was so freaking proud of you. I was nervous for you, but I was proud of you. I'm like, what is she up to? Like it came out of the blue, you know. I'm like
not who I
what is
am
this
at
girl
all
doing right now? But I love you for it. I was so honestly, you've always inspired me because you do things that are terrifying and you do it anyway. Like that's always been an inspiration to me. And I think that, you know, that's something I've always like aspired to do as well as inspire people to do more for themselves. You know, I think the best teachers show the way. And then if you pay attention as a good student, you'll learn the way. But if you're a teacher who like maps it out to a T and gives all the answers away and says, oh, here, this is exactly how you do it, then it's not the same. It's like you don't have anything that's just yours. Right. And this was like yours.
Yeah, it's hands-on learning, right? Like that's who I am.
I mean, it's so isolated, like all of the things you have to focus on. And I remember your regimen was pretty militant at the time.
Oh, it was so strict. I learned, okay, basically this experience, I learned everything not to do. I did it all. And it was like stuff like, I wouldn't even put like salt on my food. I would use the no salt stuff, which now like I've learned a lot of things in the past that I was like so sure of. And now I'm like, I do that now actually, because that is important and healthy. Like we need sodium to retain water and to retain other minerals coming in too. It's just kind of silly.
That actually, I saw you do a post on salt and it, no joke, reminded me like, oh, I'm scared of salt. Like I actually I was scared. I put like a little bit in the palm of my hand where I could see it. It was less than a dime size. And I'd pinch it and put it on my food.
Wow.
And that was it. Like I still do that, but it's not as obsessive as it was where I really thought like this is just making me inflamed. But then it's the opposite, right? Because if you can't absorb water,
right,
you get inflamed or you get bloated.
Yeah. You can definitely have like too much, like when you go to sushi sometimes and you're just like, oh, my face is puffy the next
soy sauce.
Or even like drinking alcohol gets you puffy face.
French fries
too. So it's like, I haven't talked about this too much, but I kind of developed a little bit of an eating disorder at that time
Mm-hmm.
because I had macronutrients to follow, and I was following someone else's. I was following the macronutrients of a woman that has already been a pro for 5 years. This is my first year like doing this like full on. Because she had 5 years experience, she had to be a lot more strict with her eating in order to retain the muscle. It's harder for you to lose that body fat when you are extremely fit already. It takes a longer time.
Did you have a personal trainer?
After my fitness competition, I did.
That's different than most people, I think.
I felt like because I had done all these things that were told or taught in these magazines and they were wrong for me, I needed professional guidance. I also felt like I kind of hit a plateau with my workouts. So I wanted more of a challenge. And the stuff that we did was a lot more mobility and core work, which at first I was kind of like mad. I was like,
this is boring.
I was like,
but I love mobility.
Training.
I love mobility training.
Yeah, but like that's the first time he threw me, like he put me on a TRX and had my feet in the stirrups, and I was doing like crunches and a push-up in between, and I was like burning, like could barely get through it. And I just remember like kept looking at the clock, I couldn't wait for our session to be over.
P90X was really had a huge wave. Big fad.
Yeah,
definitely. Like
there's a lot of fat.
Billy Blanks.
Who? Billy Blanks.
He was like kickboxing instructor on VHS
for Tybo.
Yeah, Tybo.
Oh, okay.
With Billy Blanks.
Oh, that was, if we're really gonna go back into where I started my fitness journey, with Tybo.
Yeah,
in my neighbor's living room.
I was obsessed. I used to do it all the time.
We did it all the time. We thought it was funny. For like,
I actually had
dripping sweat.
I had a Barbie workout video that I used to follow.
Aww.
Oh my God. And Jennifer Love Hewitt was in it, but her name was Love. Like they did all the like, names of the kids, like they're dancing and they're like, hey, super. Yeah, it was like the 90s, so it was like overacting was a huge thing at the time. So anyway, I saw her name was Love and I loved her and I wanted my name to be Love. That's where I got it.
Oh,
nobody freaking knows that. It's from Jennifer Love Hewitt when she was in the Barbie workout video.
That's precious. Aww.
Shut up.
You're like, tell me how cute I am.
Don't. Holy shit. I remember the photo of you though when you were on stage. You were ripped. I was like, this is not Tiffany. There's no freaking way. And how is she so freaking dark?
Dude, they coat you. They coat you in that shit.
You're darker than me. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why do they do
this?
That?
This was the weirdest experience of my life because you go in like the night before the show and there's like tents to the right, tents to the left, women, male. You get in the tent and it's like, 6 foot tall, whatever, just like enough for someone to stand up. You got
like a camping shower.
And you strip down. You're completely naked. And when it's your turn, they're like, okay, like they're spray tanning everyone. You're like this. And then they're like, okay, turn. And you're like,
about Barbie.
Yeah. You're like opening up your leg to get the inside of the leg. Like they have to get your butt cheeks right, because if it smears or drips at all, like you're kind of screwed the next day.
Yeah, it looks stupid.
And the whole point of the tanning is because it
was it like a spray gun kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah. And it shows your muscles more.
Got it. The definition is more contrasted.
Oh yeah. And especially when you have like stage lights on you, like it just stands out more. You do your first coat and then you come back again the next morning. And then right before you go on stage, literally do like a glob of Vaseline and they hit the highlights of your body. You're in that for like 10 hours that day.
Ew. Have you ever had Vaseline on your body? Hate that feeling.
Yeah. And you're in your bikini like all day or sweats. You don't want to mess up your tan. So Oh, and peeing, there's a whole other way to go pee.
Do you have to have a funnel?
Yes. Yeah. You pee in a funnel. So the pee drop and like splash up on your tan, because then you'll get little water droplets, and you don't want that because you're in a bikini with your ass.
Lots of pictures taken.
It's bizarre.
Lots of flash photography.
It was so bizarre.
Yeah. I love that it just sounds like an awful camping trip.
Yeah, it was totally
like boot camp.
So
did you think you were going to do it again, or you just said, no, screw this?
After that, well, okay, I did it because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do something. It gave me an excuse to like really get in shape the way I wanted to. But then
it's great. It's a goal and you hit your goal.
Yeah.
By the way, did you place? What
I
happened?
did. They have height classes. My height class, it was like 5'7" and above. I'm 5'8". Cool. But also I kind of had the disadvantage because I was on the
Right.
lower spectrum. And usually the taller you are, the more leaned out you look. There was 19 girls in that class, and then they do second call outs. So that's where the judges want to see you a second time to be able to, place you. That's an exciting thing. So I got second call out.
Wow.
And then you find out like later in the day before you even get back on stage, like where you're at. But I placed 10th. They only go up to 10. So that's kind of cool.
Wow, that's
But,
really
yeah,
great.
like out of 19.
That's
great.
a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But
You proved it to yourself you could do it.
yes.
And it was probably terrifying, but you did it anyway.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to do it again because it was just like so strict. It was cool to experience, and I learned a lot from learning all that myself, and mostly for like the mindset aspect of it. I
How
was
it
like,
helped you with your mental health.
oh my gosh,
Mm.
tremendously. Like it changed who I was entirely. I went from super partier girl, like we were talking about earlier, to someone that's actually taking care of my health. Would kind of get teased about it at that point now. Like, oh, who are you? Who do you think you are? That whole point, that whole time in my life was like just reinventing myself.
Well, it was around what, mid-20s?
Yeah, I think I was like 26, 27.
Wow. 10 years, Tiff. That's nuts. You really, really started your fitness journey about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I would say so.
And then what happened?
So after the competition, I was just kind of like at a point where I saw myself overcome something that I never thought I could do. And I had a great job. I had a great community, but I just had this like itch to challenge myself even more. I thought because I was so comfortable that like I needed to make myself very uncomfortable to grow more.
Mm.
And I was doing bottle service in Lake Tahoe and making really good money. And I thought, well, the girls in Vegas probably make triple the amount of what I make here. Not true.
You're kidding.
I made way more money in Tahoe.
Is it because people were better tippers?
People stole.
What?
People stole.
In Vegas?
People that I worked with stole. Yeah, because you pool your tips.
Oh, that happened to me when I would do event bartending with Tonic Beverage Catering Company. I'm just going to put it out there. They know they were messed up because the management used to take tips off the top, and we would get our tips and we'd be like, this doesn't make sense. We worked our asses off, for an entire day, which would be like 12-hour shifts sometimes for these events. And you walk away and you've made $100 and you're like,
see what comes in.
Excuse me?
Put in your hand.
Yeah. And you see how many people there are working. I hate that. That is a huge, huge pet peeve. Don't mess with my money.
Don't with my money.
Totally. We both have said that forever. Don't with my money. Don't with my family.
Yeah.
Literally, that is my motto, like in life.
100%.
Yeah.
Truly. But yeah, it was interesting. I went to Vegas. I also like kind of had this idea that like there's a lot of the fitness pros out in Las Vegas. I just kind of thought like, ooh, maybe I'll meet people there or like go to a really cool gym and be able to learn more. I didn't last any longer than 5 months because the summer was so brutal. I think the hottest I was in was 128.
Oh, heck no. Heck no. I think the hottest I've ever been in is like 115 on stage with lights. Few years back, we did a concert at the park, and it was like a world record day. It was insane. Did your throat start hurting? Were you having trouble with anything health wise?
Not really, but okay, you know how people say that in Seattle and Washington you get seasonal depression?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt in Vegas
because it's too damn hot.
It was so hot, like you don't even want to get in your car to go to the grocery store or go to the gym or do anything social because you're gonna have to go out into your car and then you're already like your hair is sticking to your forehead. You're sweating so much. I guess a lot of people say that about like Florida and whatnot too.
It's like the delivery apps and stuff wasn't really a thing back then either.
Yeah,
not yet, true. Right? Because then someone could be in an air conditioned car all day long and toting around your food for you, but that wasn't even a thing.
No, like my weekends I would drive out to Orange County just to get like fresh air.
Did you meet anyone? Oh, you moved there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know I moved there.
Shut up. I'm trying to be a talk show host. Okay, Orange County. That was a time where obviously I wasn't around as much, but I did go surfing with you one time. That was fun.
For my birthday, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we hung out. We went to go see Snoop Dogg in VIP in Irvine.
I tell that story all the time.
You do? That's all I wanted. for that reason, because it was literally the coolest thing
That
ever.
was so fun.
Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg, dude, in Irvine. What's the crew called? But the crew came out, like the Loiter Squad or crew or something. What's that?
With
Taylor Gang was freaking amazing. And you were living in OC and you were really starting off your career with personal training. And that was with F45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Tell us
started
more.
with F45 training. That's functional 45-minute training. It's a global brand from Australia. And so they came out to the US and they had just started opening some studios. And Huntington Beach was one of the first few out in this area in California. And I got to be a part of it. Like, no one knew what it was. Like, people would walk by and they're like, what is this? You sell gym fitness equipment? Because there's nothing like that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I opened up Huntington Beach and started off as a trainer, and then ended up moving over to Corona del Mar and Newport Beach, where I like moved into an assistant manager role. And it was just a lot of fun. It was like really good community and high energy. Living in a beach city was just like fun.
So cool to watch your progression in that, because obviously I saw you come out of your depression and then I saw you go through that overcoming stages of like self-doubt and whatever. You moved away, you tried something new, you're like, that's not working for me. You're just like figuring life out.
Yeah.
And then the F45 opportunity came forward and that was like your launch point.
Totally. I didn't realize like how far it would actually take me, because I was like, right, like I'll be a trainer. This is fun. And then I just met so many amazing people and had amazing coaches to help teach me how to be a better trainer. And, you have to get recertified every 2 years. So like, that's why I wanted to be in fitness, was you're constantly learning. Like, if you think you know it all, you actually don't. Like, there's going to be more and more studies to consider and different body types. And it's really cool to do that.
And empowering women too.
Yeah.
Like, it all encompasses like your interests, everything you've done. Yeah.
It was really fun because it's such a positive environment. The 5:30 a.m. people that would come in, they were committed. I didn't want to be there at 5:30, but because they were there and they were so like, they were freaking athletes. Like, it was just so cool. I don't know. I would show up and I'm like, all right, I got to hype these people up for 5 minutes and then they're going to hype me up for the next, like 40 minutes or whatever. And it was fun. We'd all hang out together, and the coaches that we had at that time were wonderful. And I'm still friends with a lot of them. And, one of them is still one of my best friends. And it's just so cool to see like all those clients. Like, I still know everyone and we follow each other on Instagram and whatnot. And I'm seeing people have families, get stronger. And I don't know. It's neat.
So cool. It's
yeah.
an extended family for sure.
It's amazing. I've had some cool opportunities to meet some fun people too. So Mark Wahlberg was a big ambassador.
I remember that. That's so cool.
Not that I'm like trying to be like, name drop Mark Wahlberg, but I did work out with Mark Wahlberg.
NBD. Not many people could say that.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And so he was nice.
So nice. Yeah.
Genuinely nice. Because you always wonder, like, these celebrities that, some of them have not been cool, i.e. Jeffree Star, Katy Perry, in my experience. But then in your experience,
I've met a lot of famous people, and I'm not saying that to be like
the Orange County area. You're going to meet people all the time.
Yeah. He was genuinely nice. So it was when I was managing F45 in Hollywood, which was during 2020. It was crazy.
Whoa.
Crazy time to open.
You opened a new location.
A brand new studio 2020.
So crazy.
It was so hard.
Oh my God.
Because we were like on our toes. We were having to figure out, we're like, okay, are the rules going to be lifted? Like, okay.
You're opening a new gym, just for people to understand fully. Yeah. A new gym, brand new.
With no community yet.
And opening during COVID.
Yeah.
That's nuts. And that was your objective. You had to do it.
Yeah. We tried to make it work.
Wow.
We did. And they're still going strong. And I think some of the coaches are still part of it that I hired years ago, which is so cool.
Wow. You went from training people to hiring people, then to launching your own business.
Yeah. I moved back from LA to Orange County, and I realized I have so much more knowledge to share. And a lot of people in the gym were coming to me for this info or asking like, hey, do you make meal plans on the side? You know,
Which she does, and they're awesome. She is a great cook, and you were vegan for a long time too, so you know how to like navigate. And you eat meat now. I went through that same kind of thing with 5 years.
It was like three or 4 years vegan.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a whole process of like learning my body too, and like how I function. Was that for you as well?
Yeah, definitely. To be honest though, when I was vegan, I was very unhealthy. That was party girl Tiff time. I was like, I'll eat anything that just fills my stomach.
Yeah.
You know,
rabbit food. We used to make
mashed potatoes
ourselves.
Mashed potatoes all the time.
Oh my God. Yes. Just French fries.
Remember at Matt's house?
Oh my God. Maddie. Beardy, we miss you. What's up? You're opening your own business.
Yeah.
What actually was like the hardest thing to overcome in that process? I know it's hard to pinpoint one or two.
Well, I was already certified and I wanted to look for a really nice gym that my clients were going to come into and feel elite,
like VIP.
Yeah. The nicest gym.
Which is your forte. You know, you already did the party thing, but you were like the cocktail server giving the VIP experiences. So that was kind of already like funneling.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right? You never thought of that?
No, I never thought of that.
No, you're
totally. Yeah.
Thank you. You're welcome.
But yeah, I think like
it wasn't so out of the blue after all.
No, it wasn't. That's why it happened. I was just trying to help people be able to actually hit their goals. People would come into F45 and they're stoked, they see results, but then they hit the plateau like I had. But
and I do want to insert some videos of her working out here because they're freaking awesome. I mean, you can tell that the background setting is really clean. And like that's always been the way I perceive you, is like a clean person and
Virgo,
you know, but very particular.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. And it is one of your strengths, I think.
Thank you.
But you are very particular about movements and training and the specifics of the nutrition and why it's doing what it's doing. Like
exactly.
Yeah. Because I love that. Because when you go into like a training situation, you don't even know what you're getting.
Right.
Besides just like, oh, you do this motion and this is how you do that properly. And I'm like, do I really need that? What do you do?
If I'm starting on a new client, this is in person or online. Right now, I only do online. I need all the information possible. I'm very straight up from the beginning. I'm like, I need to hear the good. I need to hear the ugly mostly. And I also need you to know,
if you're binge drinking every weekend, you better tell your personal trainer.
If you cannot live life without Oreos, okay, we'll make it happen. Yeah. You know, we can figure that out.
By the way, I can't live my life without Oreos. Can you
help me make it work? Yeah. As a personal trainer, I am not just giving you a workout plan and a meal plan that I think is going to be good for you. Like, I need to know everything that's going on in your life. I need to know how you sleep, how your mental health is, how your job stress is. How much time do you actually have to exercise? What's your diet like? What are some things that you don't want to give up? Anything else and everything else in between. Because when we're working together, it's something that's custom. It's not a one size fits all. And that's, I think, what a lot of people struggle with, is because now, like in our 30s, a lot of people have kids, a lot of people have job demands or family demands, and there's only so much time that they have. Or, you know, maybe you're like, hey, I only want to do home workouts. I don't want to be at the gym, you know, whatever it is. There's so many factors. So first, it's like figuring all that out. Basically, like a lot of women that come to me just want to live like well-balanced life, usually home workouts to start off if you are not comfortable going to the gym.
That's great though. Yes. Everyone has an access point.
Yeah.
Every single person, no matter what position you're in. Right.
Yes. Definitely. And I have other ways to like step into it. So I do like 60-day challenges as well.
That's nice.
And that's something that's like more, I don't want to say cookie cutter, but a laid out workout that most people that have a little bit of fitness experience can jump into. And there's guidance along the way, and you get like a whole recipe menu book with that too. So stuff that I make that I think is delicious and we share with you.
You can follow me on Instagram. It's Tiff Watts. And find me on my website, fitbytiffwatts.com.
And it's catered to whatever your goals are. So you still do like weekly check-ins and you have that community to talk with, but at least it's like, you know, if someone's not totally sure about doing personal training or online, it's kind of like dipping your toe in the water and just being like, okay, so like, what's this what's this Tiffany girl about? I am super, super adamant about establishing a good base and then slowly layering it on, because we want this to be something that's sustainable, not just, all right, like you decided you're going to be healthy, so you're going to cut all this out. You're going to do these workouts.
Right. No fad diet.
Yeah. Drink your water jug of water every day. Juicing, all this stuff. You're going to burn out. You don't want to do that shit forever.
Right. It's got to be sustainable.
Some people like to do that, but most people don't.
It's good to have goals that you want to get to, but be reasonable, right?
Yes.
And set practical increments.
Yeah.
Am I right? Like goalposts.
Exactly. Because if you are setting goals for something like you're not even doing once a week and you're trying to do this 5 times a week or whatever,
right?
You are setting yourself up for a failure already. And you're going to be in for 3 weeks and already be like, why am I not seeing results? Or like, I don't know if this is for me. Or sometimes people will ghost me.
Oh no.
Yeah. I've had some clients that will just ghost and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to keep reaching out. And they always come back and they'll be like, you know, I was going through a hard time, this and that. This is something I'm working on. This is my challenge right now. I am so crystal clear in our first conversation of like, hey, you're going to have some really shitty weeks. Maybe you didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks. You ate like all the fun foods that you wanted to eat. You don't have an appetite. You're not eating at all, whatever it may be, or bad mental health, or something happened. Maybe something happened in your family, a death or whatever. I need to know that because you hired me to be a coach to help you navigate how to treat yourself in all areas of life.
It really is like a life coach.
Yes.
It 100% is.
Yeah.
I even wanted to say that. I just didn't want to like put the word in your mouth, but I would say that you're like a life coach.
Yeah.
For these people.
Because it's really about like truly understanding.
And that's unique to you, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks. Truly understanding it's not about being motivated every day, because there's no one that's motivated every day. I don't believe. There's times where you can dig to find that motivation, whether you turn on the music, you call a friend to go exercise with, maybe you turn on some music and cook a beautiful meal, or
talk to your therapist.
Go talk to
whatever it takes.
Find that, like have a list of things that you know feel good, you know, treat yourself to that, even if you aren't able to go and get your workout done that week or whatever.
Anything's better than self-destruction.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the pattern that you and I worked through and healed from to get us to this point. For me, I haven't drank in almost 5 months. I'm at 4.5 months.
That is amazing.
It's a big deal.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Really.
I know. We've been through our hard times together. And, you know, both of us have a family history of issues with alcohol. And I did have some hard times there. And I didn't get to like a really bad point until last year, but we won't get into that right this moment. But I just want to say thank you for always inspiring me, because I've always maintained a level of health because I felt a sense of accountability with you that I didn't have anywhere else. So even when I did go off the deep end and I felt like shit and I didn't feel like I was worthy of getting back up, you always were that little voice in my head, you know, to get me back up. Like I saw you working out. Sometimes I'd just be scrolling and see you doing your videos, you know, and to me, I'm like, that's silly. You know, that's my Tiff. You're freaking doing the damn thing. I'm so proud of you. I've seen you grow exponentially. And I'm just so happy that you're with a partner who loves and cares about you. I could tell. I met him today for the first time. I'm really excited. It's my sweetie. And you guys moved to Washington. So now you're kind of closer to me, but not really. I have a better excuse to go up there, honestly, these days.
It's easier to come down now.
Easier to travel too.
Yeah.
I love you. And I'm so grateful we could do this and you could take the time to visit and really dive into this with me, because
so cool.
I know we could do so much more. We could share a lot more. I feel like this is a good place to leave off until next time.
Sounds good.
Yay. Love you, Tiff.
Love you so much.
We'll have to get more into the debaucherous, ridiculous things another time. Probably not.
It was lost.
Or maybe. Maybe we could talk like a Zoom call and we'll share it with people when we're talking about music that we used to like.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun one.
Ooh, I'm getting some ideas. Okay. Maybe like play the first 2 seconds of a song and we have to name off.
Oh my God. Yes.
That'd be fun.
We should do that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then
maybe like a game if people wanted to play with us and do that too.
What is it? Like a piece of paper, remember, with the pin in it and you flick the arrow? Truth or dare?
Yeah. Or cootie catchers. How about we play Marsh
Mash. Oh, Marsh.
We did marsh because there was the R for ranch. I wanted to
knew
ranch.
about that when I was a
Yeah.
kid. I didn't do Marsh. I did Mash. And then I always had the song from the Mash show in my head, which kids these days would have no idea.
No, I think I was like forced to watch it late at night with my grandma.
God, the Andy Griffith show.
Love,
I love it.
love.
Wallace and Gromit used to put me to sleep.
5, 6, 7, 8, and
Okay. I love you, Tiff. Thank you for joining me. Do it. Wait, do you want to try the horse imitation?
oh, I don't know. Was that it? Was that?
Yes. Is that how we did it?
Okay, you go. You sound like a tugboat. I don't know.
Da, 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 da. I'm gonna go die now. Bye.